All right, we got Jeff, take 3.
I love working with my daughter Rachel. Without her, this couldn't all be possible. She is strong in areas that I'm not. I'm strong in areas that she's not. Together we make a great team.
That's right. We're going to talk about filming a reality show.
Okay.
And what made us do that?
What made us do that?
Well, we've always joked about how our lives would make a great TV show. I vividly remember sitting at the kitchen table and you and I were talking about the corn maze, planning for the next season, and we were just laughing about all of the crazy stories we have from the corn maze business. One of them would be a drunk driver on a golf cart driving through our cornfield in the middle of the night while I was out there collecting our game pieces. And we just looked at each other and said, our lives would make a great reality show.
That is where it started. That was a long time ago.
A very long time ago.
We don't have time to get into all the details, but the police came, found the guy. He said he didn't do it. Eventually, he admitted he did it. He tried to go through the cornfield on a golf cart, and because he was drunk, he just kept knocking down corn, and
it was a mess. That's just one example.
So that's how it started. That's where the concept or the idea came from.
So it wasn't until about 2 years ago where we seriously thought, let's make a go of this and really pursue it.
After because all that happened before we owned the other businesses. So then we owned Heat for Less, the infrared heater company, which is now national, the ranch, and the farm.
Ranch would be our 95-acre horse boarding facility, and then the farm where we have our corn maze. So we own 3 large businesses, we have some rental properties, and our lives have just kind of exploded in the last 3 years, and we thought, you know what, let's make a go of this.
Cool. So how did you find out where to start? Where do you start when it comes to having a reality show?
Where do you start when you're trying to do anything? You go to YouTube.
Okay.
So I went to YouTube. I was watching lots of different videos. Think Media was one that I had been looking at for filming gear, and I had no idea how to even start. So I went to YouTube, and then I also talked to a friend from church who's our media director, and he's happens to be very connected in the industry. So that's where it all started. We sat down, we did a conference call with him, and picked his brain. We're like, we don't know where to start. We've been looking at YouTube. This is what we found. And he had a connection with a producer who filmed a reality show. He was one of the camera guys. And he happened to live 40 minutes away. So we called him up, had him come to our farm, and we gave him the grand tour of all of our businesses and our lives.
Now, he's a producer. He's done more than one reality show. I mean, he's done a bunch of things.
He's filmed a lot
of commercials, for
very
brand names brands. And so on.
He's a big deal, for sure.
Yes. He's a character too.
Oh yeah, he is.
Ooh, okay.
He's probably going to be watching this.
Well, I don't mean that. You got to be a little.
He's funny.
Different to do what he does.
Yes.
He has a great sense of humor. He's very creative, quick on his feet. Okay, go on.
So we met with him. He said, your lives definitely have a lot going on. This could be a show. And he gave us his quote of $80,000 to film one episode.
So why didn't we do it?
Why didn't we do it, Dad?
We didn't have $80,000.
Not for that. That's right. So we obviously had to table that idea because it just wouldn't be feasible to film, I don't know, there's probably 10 to 12 episodes in a season, times $80,000 is absurd. Yeah. He does great work, and he's probably worth the money. It's just we couldn't do that. We need our money to keep reinvesting in our businesses. We don't have the money to do that, to put into a TV show that may or may not get picked up by a network. So step 2, we called our friend who's a media director at our church and said, this is where we're at. He had connections at Valley Forge College. 30 minutes away, there's a Christian college that has a very well-equipped media department. And so I called the college, spoke with the professor in that department, and he said the kids never had an opportunity like that, and that this would be a really cool thing. So we hired the college. I forget how much it was. Was it like $5,000 all in.
I don't remember.
We paid the college, and then we also paid our media director from church. He helped a lot with the editing. The college did all the filming. So we did an episode for around $5,000.
Yep.
When all is said and done. So that was much better than
it was
80.
a pilot episode, so
Correct.
it's not perfect. But
Correct.
It turned out pretty good.
I would say
And
so.
it's available on YouTube.
On Uncommon Success, where you're watching this right now.
Alrighty.
If you go to our videos, you'll see episode 1, which is our pilot episode. Now, filming the pilot episode, it took how many days?
But I don't know. The main one was 1 day.
I don't know. We did 2 days of filming.
Okay.
For the episode.
If you say so.
Wow, where was he? I'm pretty sure you were on screen.
Well, it was 1 full day.
It was a very
That was
full
the main
day.
event was the 1 full day, but then they came at least 1 other day, if not 2 other days.
They came 2 days total before our main film day.
Okay.
The first day.
So it's 3 days. So I was right.
No, but the first day they didn't use any of that footage. That was more for the college, for them to do interview styles. That was for them. That wasn't for our episode.
Okay, go on.
2 days of filming, and we have a pilot episode. Which from what I've Googled and what I've read on YouTube, it takes more than just 1 or 2 days to film an episode.
It could take weeks to do 1 episode.
Yeah, they do a lot of retakes on the shows that you watch on TV.
Yeah.
We did no retakes. That's the thing with a pilot episode. Looking back at it, we could have done things better. We could have set up the camera at different angles. We could have shortened the meeting in the beginning. So the pilot episode, a brief overview was we sat down with our boarders and our staff that help manage our horse farm just to see how we can thank them for all of the work that they did running that business. And so we had this meeting. Personally, I feel like the meeting filmed too long. You kind of lose interest a little bit. But then once you get past that, I think it's really entertaining.
Okay.
I don't know.
I think they left some of the good things out, but it was cool. Yeah, it was cool.
Like what? What are some things that we didn't get to see?
It poured down rain that day for just a short period of time, but it like really poured. And there was one time when there were people holding all the poles to the canopy down, and the wind is blowing, and we're getting soaked, and it was like, it showed us it a little bit in the episode, but it didn't show the full magnitude of that.
Do you know why, though?
No.
Because most of the camera crew was holding the tent down.
Well, some of them were, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, so we've got the camera crew helping with the tent.
It's abstract.
We're having some issues. Got another camera crew over here. Hey Tim, he's grilling the food. Camera crew is, doing a lot more than filming.
That's all right.
We appreciate it.
We hop in where we're needed. It's all good.
Yeah. Yeah.
The cool thing about filming that episode
It was
that we didn't have to create a ton of drama. One thing that we walked away with when we met with the national producer was he wanted us to fight and to kind of create drama between us as we run our businesses, and that's not what we want to do.
Right, not
we
our style.
We are a team, we work together, and we don't need to make up drama because our lives are drama.
In a good way.
Sometimes.
Always something happening.
Always.
Not negative drama between us.
Correct.
But just always cool things happening. Like the very first episode we did, we showed up to film the meeting with the staff.
Yeah.
And the police that day, the police were actually at the farm where I live.
Yeah.
And they pull in the front of the house, and I go out and say, "Can I help you? What's up?" And they said, "Well, we got a phone call that a truck crashed in your creek." And so they didn't know where, and the creek is long.
Very long, I mean, between both
farms. And it's between both the farms,
Yeah.
between the farm and the ranch. So I told them where I thought it was, so they went around and went over to the ranch, and then I called you.
Yep, I was on my way over to the farm.
And then you called the production company because they happened to be there. Because we were going to film something else.
Yeah, that was the first day that the college had come to film us for our show, and we hadn't met all of the crew. We had kind of met most of them the day prior or the week prior, but we didn't know them very well at all. So yeah, I called the professor and I was like, so I just got a call. The police are somewhere on our property, and I need you to find out where they are and send your crew out there because we need to get this on camera.
Right.
So they were setting up inside of our horse
Stable.
stable.
The viewing room.
The viewing room is what we call it. So the room upstairs, you're looking down at our indoor arena. And so they were setting up all their equipment, and they had to tear it all down and then run outside. So as I'm pulling up to the ranch, it was funny because off in the distance, I see this boom mic just bouncing up and down in this huge field of hay. You couldn't even see the people. The hay was so tall. I mean, I was laughing. When you called me and told me that, I'm like, there is no way. I thought you were pulling my leg. Like, I'm like, what are the chances that God would allow something like that to happen the day we're filming the first time with this group of people? Right? Like, we did not need to create drama. Like, it just happened. And that's like why we want to film this show. That's an example, because two guys shouldn't be driving. They were driving. They crashed in the creek. I mean, you had to come tow them out with the tractor because the police told me, they're like, we can't get a tow truck back here. It was so far off the beaten path. So things like that happen on a weekly basis. And this is kind of why we're filming these weekly videos, because it's entertaining. And we currently don't have time to set up a bunch of cameras to film our lives and create a show for you and then edit, because editing takes hours and hours and hours, and we've got 3 businesses to run. So our hope is eventually one day to film a reality show about our lives, and have the production company edit for us so we can then go about our lives running our businesses.
There you go.
So yeah, after the pilot episode aired, we put it on YouTube for viewers to watch. And what have we done since then? Do you know?
Well, actually, you have been reaching out to production companies.
Yes.
There have been quite a few of them actually reached out too. And we've gotten some positive feedback from a couple of them. And we're, basically trying to improve our presence on the internet, because we're being told that that's sort of part of the equation nowadays. It didn't used to be that way. What Chip and Joanne Gaines, they sent a video to a production company called them and said, hey, we'd like to come out and film you. It was like, you know better than me, it was like next week or something, or a few days, and they came out right away. No scripts, nothing, and they just videotaped the two of them demoing a house and fixing up a house, and that's how it happened. Nowadays, it's a little bit different, where you need to have a following. And so we're we're working to increase our following on the internet and to get our ranking up and that kind of thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know Chip and Joe personally. I just know what I know from the book, and it's been about a year since I read it. But yeah, something to the lines of,
so basically, the production companies are waiting for us to produce more, and that's what we. So rather than putting together a full episode, we thought, well, let's just do like the week in review as one of some of the episodes we're going to do, and the other would highlight certain things that we're doing. Like, for example, you're going to be in Texas.
I am leaving for Texas. Yes, this coming weekend. For 10 days.
Why are you going to Texas?
Why am I going to Texas? Because I'm going to stay in Chip and Joanna Gaines's Airbnb.
There you go.
My husband and I have been married almost 10 years, so we're going to celebrate 10 years early because our anniversary is in June, and that's when things kind of gear up for the corn maze. So we wanted to take our trip now when things are a little bit lighter workload-wise, and then be home to work our business. And we were also going south because it's warmer. And I feel gypped. The weather, all of the days we're there. Rain. Rain every day.
It's supposed to rain every day. Well, that's far. That's like
not that far away.
Yeah, you leave this Saturday.
We leave in 2 days, 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't know. They don't know. Weathermen, they don't know.
So, yeah, so I'm going to be in Texas. You're going to be going solo. So that'll be fun. To come back and see how you did without me for 10 days.
Good luck with that.
And it just so happens as well. So Chip and Joanna Gaines, let's talk about that for a second. We really appreciate what they've done with their lives with filming a reality show that's family friendly. For us, the reason we want to put our lives out there, right? Like, okay, our lives are interesting, but why do we want to film? We want to film our show because there is a huge need for family-friendly entertainment where there's no swearing, where there's no drama. We want a wholesome show where we're working as a team, we're getting things accomplished. There's still fun things that are happening, but
there's a lot of junk out there.
Yeah.
There just is, whether it be the internet, television, whatever. And there needs to be positive alternatives for families. I mean, even even like cartoon networks and things like that. Some of the commercials that are on. I mean, say you're watching a show and all of a sudden something really bad comes on. It's like, and my grandkids are there watching it, and so I quick pause it and fast forward it, and it's like we don't need that. So the one thing about Chip and Joanne Games, they bought used to be called what, DIY
Network. Yep.
And now it's called
Magnolia Network.
That's it.
You can see who's dealing with the networks.
It's called Magnolia Network, and that's the company we would like to team up with, because we know that parents don't need to worry about what the kids are going to see, like even in commercials as well as in our programming. So in our programming, really, to me, humor has to be king. It's got to be enjoyable to watch. It has to be funny. It has to be fun. And then we also throw in some sort of cool lessons along the way.
Yeah.
So like how to make a 90-degree angle. We're going to learn the 3-4-5 rule.
Okay.
So what we'll do is start here at the corner. We will come out 3 feet.
Okay.
And we'll mark that. Now, if this is a 90-degree angle, it will be 5 feet this way.
No way.
That's the way. 3-4-5 rule. So it can be inches, it can be feet, it can be yards, but you go 3 inches, feet, yards in one way, 4 the other, and then you want it to be 5 from those 2 points. And then you have a 90-degree angle.
Now my question is, how did you learn about this 3-4-5 rule?
Well, when you're 102, you just learn these things.
Oh, okay.
It's just life experience.
Oh yeah.
Out of 3-4-5 formula.
The 3-4-5
Another
formula.
thing, what were you going to say? Like what?
I was going to say we're going to have a competition. First of all, let's preface this by saying we have sat down, we have brainstormed, and we have come up with over 100 TV show ideas for our show. We have things planned. We have endless content, and that's without any like surprises coming up.
Oh yeah, things that normally come up that are unexpected.
Like you getting your truck stuck in the mud.
Oh, that happens.
Anyway.
Well, how about the guy that the guys were taking down the old chicken coop?
Oh yeah.
And a raccoon was rabid, and the raccoon was running along and just fell over. Got back up, ran a little bit, fell right up, and was going right towards these guys.
Yep.
So I quick grabbed my G-Wen.
G-Wen.
I don't know if you could say gun. Like this is family.
Yeah, there's gun.
Okay, so guns aren't bad.
Shows?
Yeah, guns are needed. Like in this case, they were needed to protect people.
Right.
So I went out there with a gun, and it went to
heaven.
It went to heaven.
So
it's been hanging around. So on the left side or right side, others.
So that day, fun fact, we were actually filming our first reality TV show that day, and that happened the same day.
Yeah.
You were dressed up ready for the film crew, and boom.
And it happened like just before they got there.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's in raccoon heaven now. I was just trying to think of where that place was.
Okay. Yeah. So some of our TV show ideas, I was going to say fun things that they can possibly expect to see.
Okay.
Fun fact about myself, I love design. And so one of our episodes is going to be designing a porta potty. So with the corn maze, people gotta go, they gotta go.
Okay.
They need somewhere to go. I have porta potties that I rent from a company. However, I am going to purchase my own this year. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a
little bit bigger
competition.
ones. It's not the real tiny
They're
ones.
handicap. Yes, they're handicap accessible for obvious reasons. Handicap people, also
for people
for
who are
room.
Some people are mentally handicapped like me, and so different kind of handicap. People
Why does that?
can use it.
Why does size matter for that?
Go on.
Okay. Point proven.
So you're going to design yours,
and you're going to design
mine,
yours,
and mine's going to be better than yours.
We'll see about that.
Mine's going to be a combination of man cave disco. It's going to be cool.
In a porta potty.
Yeah. Yeah, but don't give it all away. I mean, they
I
need
know,
to
I'm
watch
not going
that.
to tell them what I'm
that.
doing
Okay.
because...
And then there's the helicopter coming in with the fire chief and...
We've got a lot
Let's
of
not
ideas.
even start, yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're looking forward to doing what we're doing, and we're enjoying it.
Yeah. That was definitely a question. I am very much enjoying, oh my word, I am very much enjoying filming. When the camera crew came and filmed our pilot episode,
Yeah,
that was so
fun.
fun.
It was fun,
And
yeah.
we always talk about how you need to enjoy your work, enjoy your job.
Yep.
And so that is so exciting for us to think about doing that on a full-time basis. But when you just said that, we filmed a second pilot episode. Unfortunately, half of the film crew was sick with COVID, so it never became or amounted to anything just because we didn't have enough footage, and the editing power that goes into that is just far more than I personally can do on my own. But that day, I have the best blooper from you from that day. I watch it over and over again, and I just think it's hilarious.
Is that the churro thing?
That's the second blooper.
Oh,
That's not even the blooper I'm thinking of.
All right.
It was, you were saying, I love being on TV. I love being on TV. You like couldn't say it the right way. It was so funny. And like,
the camera guy.
Exactly.
Who
I
was
was going
the
to say
main
that.
camera guy just kept laughing because it's like, first he says, you need to be convincing. Make it sound like you really enjoy being
on camera.
And it was just a retake. So that would be maybe a blooper, but it went,
Now's a great time to watch the footage.
I think it was really cool that we were on Channel 69 News today, don't you?
I hate being on camera.
What?
I hate being on camera. Why?
I think it was really cool that we were on Channel 69 News today, don't you?
I hate being on the camera.
What?
I'm sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face. So, you said I hate being on the camera. So just say I hate being on camera, not the camera.
On the camera. I'm on the camera, man. I hate being on camera.
It's okay.
Let me think. I hate being on camera.
Just
I
like-
hate being on camera.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, from the top, Rachel. Go ahead.
I think it's great that we were on Channel 69 News today, don't you?
I hate being on the camera.
You just said no!
Oh, no.
Camera again.
We're not tired. Jeez, oh, man.
Oh,
The
there's
poor
a lot.
So did you enjoy that?
He's too much. So while we're talking about bloopers, I'm just going to add the churro one in here too, because the camera guy was cracking up. Like, it was hilarious. So
But you gotta
I hope
see it.
I hope
Talking
you
about-
enjoy this too.
Okay, there you go.
Enjoy the footage.
This is called a churro. I'm not sure how to pronounce it right because I'm an old person. But they're really good. And so, I don't really know what it is. Sugar and cinnamon on top. Sort of like a pumpkin flavor or something. I'm sure it's not pumpkin.
It's not pumpkin at all. It's not pumpkin at all.
Okay, so to give you a real-time update on where we're at with the show, I have mailed Christmas cards to production companies. I know that a lot of times with business, especially if you're selling something, which we're selling them the idea of our show, you need to touch them multiple times before you get a response or before they are intrigued and they want to see that you're really interested in actually pursuing this. So I got a phone number from the owner of Figure 8 Films. They film John and K+8. They have a lot of shows on TV right now, so that's one of the many production companies that I have touched base with. But the owner actually gave me his cell phone number because he found me on LinkedIn, or I actually found him on LinkedIn, and he started watching my stuff, and he said, wow, you're really I want you to reach out to my team because you're really putting effort into this and I can see you're serious. We also spoke with, I make it sound like we're doing this together, but I'm doing all of the behind the scene legwork to make it happen. But I spoke with Magnolia Network, somebody from there. They watched the pilot episode, they loved it, but they said right now they're filming cooking shows or do-it-yourself shows. They're not doing a storyline, entertainment type. So we're getting no's, but we're also getting a no, not now. So
Yeah, the one in New York. I don't know
yeah,
which
so
one
that was Atlas Media Corp. They're a very big
And
company.
they followed up with us a couple of times.
Yeah, we were
and-
on the phone with them
And
several
they've been
times.
showing our footage to the teams,
Yeah.
to their team.
Yep.
And so it's picking up traction. It takes time.
It does. That's
It's-
what we're
it's-
learning.
Yeah. So we need to keep producing material
Yep.
for them to see.
Yeah, so if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel so that you can see more of our footage and follow our progress as we, move forward with this.
But I have a question for you.
Okay.
Because like the thing about click the like button.
Yeah.
Is the like button the thumbs up?
Yes.
It is the same thing. But it doesn't say like button.
It's supposed to be
checked it the
understood.
but you said the other day, tell people to press the like button. And
Yeah.
so I went on to see what the like button was, and there was no like button.
Goodness.
Yeah, but there are old people like me that are watching too. They need to. So it's old people is the thumbs up. That's the like button,
That's
right?
not the subscribe button, though.
Okay. That's what button is that? Does that say subscribe?
That says subscribe.
Oh, there you go. So if they are really helpful, they would do the like button and the subscribe button.
That's true. Wow, you're good at this, Dad. Great job. Wow. So, moving forward, what are our future plans? Obviously, we want to be picked up by a network, by a show. I'm hoping that something awesome happens while I'm on my trip to Texas.
Okay.
Nothing is,
So Chip and Joanne,
planned.
if you're watching, she's coming down
I am
and she's staying at your house.
one of your houses, yes.
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 So just stop in and say hi, introduce yourself, and it would make her day.
It's, I believe, the Hillcrest Cottage.
Hillcrest Cottage.
I believe that's what it's
Okay.
called.
So
It's next to your really, really big, gorgeous house, which we actually thought we booked the really, really big house for our trip.
Okay.
And we were so excited because we had been watching all your houses and the pricing for a little while.
Yeah.
And we thought the price like slashed in half. We're like, I'm glad we waited so long. And turns out we booked the wrong house, but it's still your house. It's okay. But,
Okay. So when she comes to stay at your house,
yeah.
the likelihood of the two of you even watching this film is not very great.
No,
because you
not
guys
at
are
all.
like crazy busy, really crazy busy. And so hopefully somebody who knows you
That's right.
will say, hey, go visit Rachel Tretton at
Yeah.
your house,
Okay,
right?
yep.
Maybe your milkman's best friend's neighbor knows
They have their
them.
own cows. They probably don't have a milkman.
Well, somebody watching this knows somebody
That's
who
right.
knows somebody
It's
who knows
all
them.
about connections. And one thing Chip Gaines talks about is he collects business cards. And you better believe I'm packing all our business cards for this trip because people know people and he's all about making connections, even at gas stations. If you don't know what I'm talking about, read his book. Hey, this was totally not planned, but I have his book. Read his book and you're in for a treat when you read his book. Shout out to Chip Gaines.
Awesome. So
Yep.
the next time you will hear from us is after they have come back from Texas
That's right.
and Louisiana.
Louisiana, what's in Louisiana,
And we don't have
Dad?
time. This is taking too long.
Okay.
Okay, they'll
I'll
have
have
to
to
find
fill you in. I got
So,
some treats for you.
We want a picture of you and one of the Gaineses.
Wow.
We want you to
Good
gain some things by.
Gain some connections. That's what I would
Okay.
like this trip.
Good deal.
Thanks for watching.
All right.
We've got much more coming, I'm sure, after our trip. So stay
Next
tuned.
week. See you next week and hear how the trip went.
That's right.
Okay, this is Rachel, take 2.